Hello. Whoever that is, hello. Thank you for that thumbs up. I appreciate you. We're just moving, 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 moving. Moving these legs and moving these feet, moving these arms. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you. It's very overcast out here. It's like 1 minute the sun is out, the next minute it's cloudy. Hello, who is it? Hey Larry, how you doing? How you doing? Like 1 minute the sun is out, the next minute it's all cloudy, and believe it or not, it's harder to see the phone while it's cloudy. That's crazy. Hey Jordan, oh Jordan, look, I was up early this morning getting ready for work, and I saw your premiere, and I was getting ready, so I couldn't get in there like I wanted to, and I don't like to you were actually watching it, so I don't like to come in like when someone has a premiere going and then they're in there and you say hello, but because I'm moving around getting ready, I miss it. So I let it play while I was getting ready. By the time I got done, it was over. Larry says, I'm great, just enjoying the afternoon. Okay, enjoying the afternoon, evening. I hear you, Larry, I don't blame you. Happy Wednesday. So yeah, I gotta go back, Jordan, and watch it, because I could hear you, but I wasn't watching it because I was getting ready for work. So happy Wednesday, guys. I hope you guys have had a wonderful day. I hope that for those of you who went to work, I hope you had a great day at work. I hope you had a great day at work. I hope you got it done. Oh, no worries. I wanted to drop it yesterday, but it would not load up. Really? Look, sometimes I wonder if it's the app, the phone, or sometimes it's just not meant to drop that particular time. But oh my gosh, it's so annoying when that happens. So annoying. And it shouldn't be. I don't know why it is. I guess because, you wanted to drop at the time you wanted to drop, or you wanted to upload. And sometimes it takes some of these videos forever to upload, y'all. Sometimes it takes some of them forever to upload. Let's see. 8.2 miles of walking to, look, okay? That's great. That's great. That's great. I think I shared your boxing short. I love your boxing shorts. Look. Did y'all catch that? How does that sound, y'all? I love your boxing shorts. Y'all know what I mean. Look, I set myself up with that one, didn't it? I said I love your boxing shorts. But I do. But I do. I really do. I really do, because boxing is such a great exercise. You get those jabs, those hooks, those uppercuts in. And this is a great way, of self-defense. Okay, his music, he turned it down. I don't know, it's almost as if he knew I turned my mute button on. But yeah, those boxing is a great way to exercise. It really is. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, Jordan. Larry, I set myself up for that one, with that one. I was like, if you actually, I think if you put shorts in the YouTube search, y'all, the first thing is just a bunch of random shorts will pop up. But the other day I did it, and people wearing all the shorts popped up. That's crazy. And I mean, it makes sense. But I would have expected that if I were Googling it. But I put it in the YouTube search bar, and people with all different colors and sizes and all this. People with shorts for sale popped up. Jordan says, boxing is awesome. I like to try. Yes. Okay, you do? Yeah. You do. And because you do it, it's rhythmic, it's rhythmic. So it's just good for your overall health too. It is. It's good for your overall health too. And look, y'all, let me emphasize this. Because I saw something yesterday that was freaking hilarious. You want to tone, ladies, okay? You want to do your weight resistance exercises so that you tone. Yes, we want to get into shape, but you want to tone your muscles, okay? Tone your body. You want to tone your body. Also, say over here, work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. Work your body. Don't overexert your body. Stop doing things for show on this app, looking crazy. Okay, stop doing it. You don't want to hurt your body trying to do stuff that you probably really don't do regularly. Okay? Stop doing crazy stuff trying to keep up with what somebody else is doing when you can't. We're too old for that. Pay attention to what you're doing when you're exercising. Pay attention to form. Proper form is definitely key. Proper form, make sure it allows you to do the exercise correctly so that you can get the results that you're looking for. And it also cuts down the risk of injury. Okay? So proper form is everything. You haven't been worked out by a personal trainer. You probably watched some stuff on YouTube, or you probably just watched something. I don't know what the heck you did. But you putting pieces of equipment together that could actually go together, but you can tell that you don't really know what you're doing. Okay? Research, read, watch figures. Some people do better with pictures, and sometimes pictures work better. Okay? But stop doing stuff trying to compare to somebody or compete with somebody you don't compare with. You want to work your body. You don't want to hurt your body. You don't. And that's even to some of these birds that be leaving from over here acting crazy. You don't want to hurt your body. All right? Like I always emphasize, you shape up and get a bra. You get a shape up bra, okay? You get a shape up girdle. And people, you can spot tone, okay? You cannot determine which spots the fat will fall off. And with that being said, because somebody is flabby does not mean they have not been trying to tone. Sometimes when a person has been at a weight for so long, also genetics plays a part, right? Skin type plays a part. You may think that sounds funny, but if you notice, have you guys ever noticed that maybe certain members of your family have really taut skin, it bounces back. Like say some of the ladies who've been pregnant 2 or 3 times, and then you see them after each baby, they got on workout clothes, their stomach is out, it's tight, right? And it doesn't matter what age. It doesn't mean, oh, she had to be young when she had her 3 kids. No, you can have women who maybe start having babies in their 30s. They work out, they're consistent and genetically inclined to just skin that bounces back, and they will look wonderful. So we're talking over this music, y'all, because sometimes we gotta talk loud as we walk and talk, right? So just because you see flab or flabby does not mean that they're not putting in the work. Okay? Some people's skin does not bounce back as better or as quickly or as well as other people's. Okay? So just because you see somebody with skin who may have lost an excessive amount of weight doesn't mean they haven't been trying to shape up. Okay? They can shape up. They can get a girdle to shape up. They can get a pull-up bra to shape, push-up bra to shape up. What they need is toning. And that's why some people will have procedures to remove some of the fat that's left, because you can't determine where the fat will be left. And also, you can't determine where the fat will fall off. So sometimes you have that extra skin left. And you can't do anything about skin. You can't, it's going to be there. It's been stretched for so long. And again, a lot of places plays a part in that. Your skin type, your genetics. Like I said, you'll have a person 30 years old, have 2 kids, right? 3 kids, 5 kids. And their snapback game is 1,000,000%. Their stomach is flat. You see those abs. Now they put in the work, and a lot of them, maybe not. It's just genetics. But then you'll have someone with no kids, or 1 or 2, and they have skin. They have excess skin. Once their stomach went down, they had the babies and their stomach went down. Even though they exercised, it was hard to get that excess skin. Some people's skin doesn't bounce back as quickly as others, or as well as others. So when you see people who have lost weight, FYI, do not just assume that they're lazy or that they didn't attempt to get the skin in check. That is skin. It's excess skin. Once the fat dropped and fell off, especially if they maintained it for a while, sometimes you have skin. Okay? You can work out all day, night, weeks, years. That skin will be there. That's why sometimes people have procedures to tighten the skin. Okay? So get a little bit educated and stop making assumptions about people that they don't work out. It's like saying they don't try. Like they just have that excess skin after they lose weight. You can't tone skin. Bottom line, end of the day, you cannot tone skin. Okay, you can tone muscles. You lose fat, you tone muscles, but that skin is there. That skin is there. So that's just some FYI information I found yesterday that was obvious. Some people don't know what they're talking about. Okay, you cannot tone skin. You cannot drop the skin. You can drop the fat and you can tone the muscles. And your skin, if you got good, like I say, your genetics. And sometimes the earlier you start working, of course, the better. But sometimes you just cannot control it. You can't control, it's a lot of traffic that way. You can't control how much skin is left, how much skin is flapping. You can't. So when you make assumptions like that, you make an ass of yourself that people don't get insured. Okay? All right? People, you can have a person who's 400 pounds. You don't know what their numbers say, and you don't know what they did or what they do every day. You don't know if they have a condition or a situation that makes it hard for them. You know how many people who are classified as overweight that I see on a daily basis who work out? They work their butts off. But there is some reason, none of our businesses, but there can be many reasons. It may just be hard, right, to drop the weight, but their endurance is everything. Their endurance is out of the ceiling. It's out the roof. Yeah, they can move better than someone 150 pounds, a lot of them. And they're like 250 and above. Because they have been trying. They've been working out. They've been putting in. So don't assume when you see people who have a lot of skin, you can not drop the skin all the time. Sometimes, like I said, your body type, your genetics or whatever, you could be 300 pounds and you can drop that weight and a person would never know unless they knew you from the past. But then some people will figure it out because they'll see that you have a lot of skin. A lot of skin. And so that's why sometimes people choose to have that removed. It doesn't mean it's fat. Of course, if it gets removed, there's going to be some fat there, but that's usually the skin that was left after the substantial weight loss. So stop judging people and saying, oh, people that work out and they lose weight and they don't get shape. No. Once you remove that fat, you'll see the work that they put in. Every bit of the work that they put in. I know people who eat, and they work out. They work out. And once they stick with it and become consistent, and they're persistent about being consistent, and that fat starts to drop off, you see that 6-pack under there. You see that 8-pack under there. You know, everybody doesn't have a 6-pack or an 8-pack. You can't just assume because a person is slender that they have a 6-pack, that they have an 8-pack. An 8-pack. They don't. Not all of them. Some of them, some people do, some people don't. You got people who are slim, but they don't work out. They don't work on those abs. They don't tone the muscles, okay? They don't tone them. So they don't look fat, but they just look kind of just, what do you call it? Just they're just there, right? Right? So don't be so judgmental in saying that a person lost a lot of weight and they didn't get in the gym and get that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all remember when Ray Charles felt the arm, he would go by the wrist? You got people out here judging people about how much weight they lost and the skin that's left and how the skin flaps. Well, what if somebody just put their hand around your wrist and just decided, oh no, you're too big, without having a full assessment of you? That's crazy. Jordan says, I'm still here and I did like and share. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it. Thank you for liking and sharing me out. We're on the move. How long we been walking? 18 minutes? I might do 30 minutes today. Because it's so nice out here. It's nice. You know, I work out. That's my me time. That's why I don't work out on here. Another episode where you can't compete, where you don't compare. When people are trying to figure out new things to do to push their channel, they'll say anything in the world that they hear somebody else say. Like, there are some things that's okay. We all say those things. Now we got a certain person that they don't do it on here. Y'all, it's crazy. It's crazy. Motivate yourself. Motivate yourselves. Don't wait for another adult to motivate you, okay? Put in that. Look, if you have goals, be they short-term or long-term, start to think about those goals. Because sometimes we have goals and we don't really think about them. Did you say you're doing 10 miles today? 10? Probably not, because I'm going to probably cut it. I probably won't do an hour today. So I think I already have, to be honest, Jordan. Most of the times when I come on here, I've already done about 5 to 10. What did I say? I need to go back and listen to it myself. I remember something about miles. What did I say? Geez. About 10,000 steps is roughly 5 miles, y'all. So once you get those 20K in, you have done 10. Hey, just walk somewhere. If it takes you like 10K to get there, then to get back to 10K, right? But I'm trying to remember what I said, Jordan. You know, I don't always finish a sentence sometimes. But did I say that? I don't think so, because I know I said when I first came on that I might just do 30 minutes today. It just depends. It depends. That's why I've been saying lately, for people who, you guys don't focus on steps. It seems like a lot of times beginners focus on steps. Let me tell you, if you make that your focus initially, I won't say that won't work for you, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Focus on how you feel. Like initially, just make the move. Just get up and move. Right? Especially if you're a beginner, or you've taken a long break, or you haven't exercised routinely, regularly in years. Just get up and start moving. Just walk. Don't even worry about how many steps you take. Once you start to become very consistent, Then get you a Fitbit or some other good watch, good step counter, and then start focusing on your steps. Then start focusing on your steps and incorporating goals. Because see, if you start focusing on the steps first, some may be okay with that, but sometimes you may feel a little bit defeated. Say you walking out and you only done 200 steps, 300 steps. You might feel a way about that, and that might, discourage you, right? Because you may see where somewhere else that someone walks an hour and they've done 8,000 steps. Okay? So do it whichever way that works for you, or you feel that it works for you. But I don't even focus on steps now. I think I made a short about that. It's not about your steps. It's about how you feel. I would even focus on the distance a little bit more than the actual step count. Why? Because it may take you, just for instance, it may take you 10,000 steps to walk 2 miles, right? So I just said that most times it takes around 10K steps to walk 5 miles, right? So if it takes you 10K to walk 2, you might become discouraged, right? Or if you're realistic about it and you say, well, that's okay, I'm a beginner, or that's okay, I haven't done this in a while, it'll get better, then it's cool. It's cool. Focus on your steps. Focus on your steps. Focus on your steps. And even when you focus on distance, I really wouldn't even focus on whether I've done a mile or not. I go to the local mall, I'll just walk the neighborhood, and once my stamina starts to build, right, my endurance improves, then I'll start worrying about my steps and the distance. My steps and the distance. Always make the main focus how you feel. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. Always make the main focus how you feel. Because if you put up a watch that says you've done 20,000 steps, and somewhere in there you only went 5 miles, if you're learning and educating yourself the way you're supposed to, that might be a little discouraging. You did 20,000 steps and only did 5 miles. So don't discourage yourself. Don't set yourself up to be discouraged. Hey, Shawanda. Shawanda, where you been? Shawanda says, hey, everybody. Thank you guys for those thumbs up. So look at the legs move. Watch the legs move. Work your body. Work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. Work your body. Work your body. Don't overexert your body. One step at a time. One foot in front of the other. Your left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left. Motivation is crucial, but motivate yourself. Okay, motivate yourself. Over here, the 2 M's we think about mostly: modification and moderation. Modification and moderation. Modification and moderation. Modification and moderation. I'm doing good today, just in these YouTube streets. Shawanda, you always in these YouTube streets. You be, Shawanda, you be in these streets, but you be staying out, right? You be in these streets, and that's the best way to be, Shawanda. We can be in these streets and just stay out the way. Because you know how it is. Be in these YouTube streets, but stay out of the way. Okay? Stay out of the way. 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 Because the streets can get treacherous. Okay? The streets can get treacherous. They can get messy. They can get nasty. And sometimes they can be good. You know? Sometimes they can be good. So when the streets are good, sometimes you pop out a little bit more. Sometimes you're more willing to pop out when the streets are good. But as we know, people be peopling, right? People be peopling. So most of the times, you're looking for something good. You like a little juice in this now. Don't get me wrong. You like a little mess. But sometimes, baby, the mess be so messy, it be spread all over. You don't be wanting to do that. You don't be wanting to be in there. You don't be wanting to do that. You don't be wanting to do that. And sometimes people try to force you into it, make you do it. Say all kinds of things to you. You ain't gonna say nothing. You scared? Scared of what? Shoot. But I understand that perspective though, because people be peopling. People be having issues, you know? People be having relationship issues. Husband, wife, girlfriend, significant other, kids, parents, siblings. Don't pay them a lot of attention. Don't do the things for them that they would like. Don't treat them the way they want to be treated. So they get on the app and they show you a whole different them. They show you the them that they want you to see. They show you the them that they wish that their family could see, their friends could see. So yeah, it gets messy. Messy, messy, messy. But again, it's a lot of good on there too. It's a lot of good on there too. Because again, it's not the app, it's the people. And there are a lot of good people. Shout out to the good people. Now, even good people have days where they cut up. But again, shout out to the good people. Shout out to the good people. Boom, 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 boom. Shout out to the good people. Work your body. Work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. Trick your body. Trick your body. Boo, boo. It doesn't take much. You don't have to go out and buy a whole lot of equipment. You don't have to try to be impressive with the equipment that you have. Go in the kitchen, okay? Get you some little 1 pound canned weights, veggies, and use those canned veggies to help you tone. 5 pound bag of sugar, 10 pound bag of flour. Use those to help you tone. We encourage what? At least bare minimum 2 days a week of weight resistance exercising. All right, to go along with that cardiovascular aerobic activity. Nothing wrong with cardiovascular aerobic activity exercises every day, unless you have been told not to do so. So professional disclaimer, we do not, professional, not personal, professional disclaimer. We do not medically, all right, professionally, clinically, assess, diagnose, treat, follow up, or evaluate anybody over here in Lions Pride. That's not what we do on this channel. We drop nuggets. We drop nuggets. I drop nuggets sometimes. You guys drop nuggets in the chat. And what we're supposed to do, the goal over here is that we take those nuggets, research them first before trying them, okay? Research them, learn about them, and see if you can apply those nuggets to your life or the lives of the people that you know and love in your family, your friends, you know, and see if those nuggets can help them to achieve the fitness goals and health goals that they want to achieve as well. So we drop knowledge. We drop nuggets of knowledge. You go and research it, because that knowledge will be for you. All right? Always what? Keep the lines of communication open with who? Your healthcare team. Your primary healthcare provider, your CRNP, your certified registered nurse practitioner, your PA, your physician's assistant. You've had injuries in the past that you've had to deal with, your occupational therapist, your physical therapist. We know that for most of us, or many of us, half of it is in the what? The diet. Your nutritionist, your dietitian, right? For most, I will use the word most this time. It's in the mind, okay? Okay, so your psychologist or your psychiatrist, right? Your specialty doctors, your fitness coach, your weight trainer, your personal trainer, whoever it is, any one or combination of those people, they make up your healthcare team, right? Always keep those lines of communication open between you and each and every one of them, and between them, right? You're the catalyst between them. Keep the lines of communication. Know your body. Pay attention to your body. Sometimes The healthcare team will tell us something and we're thinking, nah, I can't do that. Be careful with that. You do know how you feel. You know a lot about your body, so pay attention to what it tells you. And let your healthcare team know. If they suggest something that's just not sitting right, sitting well mentally, try it if it doesn't cause you harm, but then have that discussion with them that you may need to try something else. Sometimes you may have to talk to someone else, but hopefully, whatever it is, it'll work out okay. It'll work out okay. Uh-oh, hold on. I thought I hit something. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. You want to work, always working opposing muscles, right? You work those quads, you got to hit those hamstrings. You work those biceps, you got to hit those triceps. All right? Work on the smallest joints and muscles of your body. They need attention too. Those fingers, those hands, those toes, those feet. All right? Those small joints. We do those hand exercises, right? The small joints of your toes, your hands, your fingers, your feet, your ankles, your wrists. Work on those as well. Work on those as well. Keep them in tip-top shape as well. And of course, those muscles. You know those joints, right? They have synovial cavities. Those synovial cavities create synovial fluid. That synovial fluid lubricates your joints. Okay? Not just fluid lubricates your joints. Your synovial fluid lubricates your joints. All right? And it allows those joints to glide smoothly against each other. Now, that being said, depending on your occupation, maybe you're an athlete, maybe you work in a factory, or whatever you do. Sometimes you have like a sedentary lifestyle, and those joints wear. So they kind of scrub against each other, right? They don't glide as smoothly as they did when you were a kid, when you were a teenager, when you're in your 20s, right? So that's why we gotta move. That's why we've got to move. You've got to get up and move. Move. Watch the legs move. Watch the legs move. Be encouraged to get up and move your legs, your feet. Watch the feet move. When we come to traffic, we come to a standstill. We keep moving. We keep moving. We keep lifting those legs up. You just walk in place. Shout out to Rogers Living. Okay? You walk in place or you march in place. Pull those knees up. Pull those knees up. Okay? Pull those knees up to help those hip joints, those knee joints. All right? To help them to create more synovial fluid. All right? The good fluid. Now, as long as it's not in excess. I know you guys have heard of someone say maybe fluid on the knee or something like that. So you don't want it in excess. Sometimes certain things will cause that. But we're generally speaking, the more you move, the more your body creates, the better for your joints. Okay? Even if you already have joint issues, I don't know a healthcare provider that doesn't want their clients, their patients to move. Okay? Sometimes your movements have to be modified, and that's okay. Sometimes your movements have to be modified, and that's okay. Sometimes your diet has to be modified. You know, we speak a lot about moderation when it comes to the diet. That's true. Moderation is key. But modification is key as well, not just when it comes to exercising, but when it comes to your diet. Okay? Moderation. Like I said yesterday, typically, most people who are healthy or able to, 12 reps, 3 sets. 12 reps, 3 sets in whatever area you're working. But sometimes you may be recuperating from an injury or from something else, and you may need to make that 8 reps per set. 8 reps for 2 sets instead of 12 for 3 sets. The difference is noticeable, right? So you're thinking, well, if I do 12, 3 or 12, that's 36. Yeah, I only do 2 and 8, that's 16. That's like 20 less. But that's okay. There may be a reason that you need to modify and do it that way. Because you want to what? Work your body, work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. Work your body, work your body. Don't overexert your body. Okay? And people, please learn how to use your equipment properly and correctly. If you do have equipment, please learn how to use it properly and correctly. Properly and correctly. Don't be on here or anywhere trying to use equipment, trying to show that you can do something a little bit different and you haven't studied what you're doing. Or you haven't done it regularly enough. Okay? Because that's when stuff will pop back and pop you. Okay? In all seriousness, that's when stuff will pop back and pop you. You know, because even when people have been doing things forever and a day, pros at it, you still want to make sure that you don't hurt yourself when you're working out. You want to make sure that you don't hurt yourself. Things happen, but what I'm saying now is you don't want to be doing something, showing out, trying to show out, or trying to show that you can be a little different or a little, put in a, you know, vary it up a little bit, have a little variety. And you really haven't studied or focused on what you're really doing. All right? It looks so funny too. It looks so funny too. Work your body, work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. Work your body, work your body. Don't overexert your body. So watch the legs move. Watch the legs move. Use whatever it is that's available to you to use for free. This is free. We're tricking the body. Trick the body, trick the body. Work other muscles that you haven't, you know, work the muscles. When you do the same thing over and over, over and over. There's the train, y'all. There's the train. Monotony builds up. You become monotonous. You're doing the same thing, same thing. Well, guess what? Your body notices that as well. And maybe you don't see the results that you would like to see. Maybe you come to a standstill. You've got to vary it up. Vary it up. Vary it up. Like, what do I say? It's like writer's block. A writer has had no problems for the past 10 years when he wrote his past 3 to 4 books. But now he's on that 5th book and he just can't get past chapter 3. It's like he's just hit a block. He's hit writer's block. And it's different from any other time. Like any other time, maybe he hits a block for like a week or 2, but then he's right back at it. But this time, he hits a block, and it's been a month or 2. And that's unusual. Then it's been 3 months. He's still on that same book, chapter 3. Well, maybe he needs a vacation. Maybe he needs a vacation, right? Something needs to trigger. He needs a trigger so that he can get back into his book. And it's the same way with your body. You need something different so that you can start back seeing results. When you hit a plateau, meaning you're not seeing the results that you have been seeing or the results that you would like to see, then do something different. Do something different. Or do something that you used to do. Remember when we talk about the R words? Relax, release. Okay? Revisit some of those old things that you used to do. that you haven't done in a while, haven't done in months and years. You walk, 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 because it's the walk and talk. It sounds cute. Maybe you need to get on your bicycle. Maybe you need to ride the bike outside. Maybe you need to go skating. Maybe you need to go skiing. There are so many ways to get in cardiovascular aerobic activity, right? Walking, of course, skipping, jogging, running, skating, mountain climbing if you can, if that's in your area, right? Swimming, playing tennis. You get that aerobic and anaerobic. There's stop and go, playing basketball, playing football, dancing. Just get up and dance for 30 minutes to an hour, dancing, right? Playing kickball. You and your kids. If you don't have any kids, grab your nieces and nephews. Grab your siblings. Grab the neighbor's kids. Y'all go out there and play kickball. Play Foursquare. Y'all remember Foursquare? Anybody ever played Foursquare? It's not a lot of cardio, but it's enough, especially if you don't do much of anything else. Because you're standing in that square and you're just hitting the ball along. But you're in teams, right? So you got to try to make somebody miss the ball. You start hitting the ball a little crazy. Your body starts to move different ways that it hasn't been moving before. It hasn't moved in a while. So something as simple as that. Kickball. Y'all remember kick pin? So there's so many things. I just named about 15 things you can do other than walking. Right? Neighborhood, your elliptical, your treadmill, your walking pad, your mini stepper. So I guess I just gave y'all almost 20 things, huh? Get up and work those muscles. Get in that weight resistance training, right? Get those weights in. Go buy you a set of light weights. Or if you have a mini gym at home, or if you go to the gym, that's fine too. A lot of people don't like going to the gym because when they don't feel like it, they don't go. And the next thing you know, it's been 2 weeks and they haven't gone. And they paid for a membership. So, like we talked about earlier this year, there are some gyms who will allow you to pay like $1 a day. And at the end of a month, you think, wait a minute, I paid 30 months to go to the gym. $30 to go to the gym for a month. When they have a plan that's like $15 or less. So if you commit to that, $1 a day is great, because you may be one of those people where you're like, look, I know I'm not going to go that much, or I want to go, but I'm just not consistent. So $1 a day is good for me. Well, think about it. Say January you didn't go that much, but say February you only missed 7 days and you went 21 days. That's $21. But you're still doing good. So they have a plan where you can go whenever you want for $15. So sometimes you got to kind of figure it out. A lot of times it isn't great for someone to just join the gym. Sometimes, it takes little ways of, hold on, I've been paying $1 a day and I went like 20 days. I went 25 days. But they have a plan that's $10 to $15 a month. But, and that'll work for somebody. That'll, push them into go ahead getting a membership and utilizing it. But if you know that even though you went 20 days one month and you went 25 days the next month, if you don't want that commitment, then don't do it. Just stick to going and paying that $1. $1's not much to go out and work out in the gym. Larry, you remember Foursquare? Foursquare had you all over the place. Foursquare was no joke. Foursquare had you all over the place. Foursquare used to be fun. Like you could play it at school. You go home, you're bored if you get your home, especially when the time changed when we were kids. When we spring forward, school, you get home maybe 3:30. Usually about 3:30 at the latest if you're in elementary school. But like high school, maybe you get home after 4, maybe 4:30. Unless you play sports, then maybe 6. If you play sports, you didn't have time for no Foursquare. But or in the band or had cheer practice or something like that. But if you were just, you weren't into sports, you got your work, you did your work. Maybe you were into crafts or something else, sewing, maybe the home economics. You couldn't wait to go home and make a new pillow after they taught you how to make a pillow or whatever. You get home and you're bored, you're sitting on the stoop, you're sitting on the steps. You and the neighbors' kids, the kids across the street, y'all just start a game of Foursquare. Kick pin. I said I was going to do maybe 30 minutes. It's been 47 minutes, y'all, so I don't know. I guess we can walk these 13 minutes on out. Walk these 13 minutes on out. I have been trying to stick with an hour, but some days it just depends on who comes in the chat. Some days we have fun. Like yesterday, who was in the chat? Jordan, Uno. Yeah, I can't even remember everybody that was in the chat yesterday. It was Jordan, it was Uno. Lawrence. What was I about to say? I was about to say Larry. The L had me about to say Larry, and I just looked at Larry's name. It was Uno, Jordan, Lawrence, Angie. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. We had fun yesterday. So we ended up going a little bit longer. But I try to keep it to like an hour because I know you guys can be anywhere else doing anything else, and I'm sure that you are multitasking. So I appreciate you and thank you for allowing me to be a part of your multitasking. I'm not going to be on here sometimes 2, sometimes a little over 2. But to be on social media 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 hours. Some ain't right. Some ain't right. Some ain't right. Monetized or not. Some ain't right. In those 12 hours or those 7 hours, you could have worked at Walmart for 4 hours. What is Walmart paying these days? $20 an hour? 15? You could have made $60 right there. You can hit your threshold in a couple of days. Or go ahead and just work on an 8-hour shift. If you're on live for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1,500, 11,000 hours a day, go ahead and just, look, you go to Walmart 1 day a week. You meet the threshold. And you can still jump back on your lives for 1,000 hours a day. It's not that hard. If it's not, as long as it's not that hard for you. Because a lot of y'all be doing a whole lot, and be just fussing about these hours and won't go over there and say, hey, Mr. Wilder World, be up in here all the time. Let me get 4 hours a week. Let me get 8 hours a week on Target, whatever you want to call it. Let me get and let me tell you something about that, y'all. I'm being a little funny, but listen, the way these jobs are going right now, the way things are going, some places are really doing that. Like, they want you to work 4 hours. They want you to work 6 hours. If you work 8, maybe they only want you to work that 2 or 3 days a week. It's sad to say, but a lot of these places are doing anything that they can to not offer benefits. You got to meet the maximum requirements that they have to get certain benefits. And that's okay. But what about the people who are part-time? Some jobs do offer part-time employees benefits, but some don't. Quite a few don't. So, to stay within, if you can only make so much money a year, to stay, you go work at Walmart 1 day a week. Or if you don't want to do 8 hours, some people don't like to stand. I understand that. People have issues. We have to, take account of that when we're talking about things and telling people what they can do. So if you want to do 3 or 4 hours, if you do that 3 days, You've met the threshold. You've met the threshold in a week. The threshold that you're trying to meet in a month, being on here, 1,100,000 hours. Like, what the hell? What? 7 hours in a day on social media? And that's just YouTube. What if they're on TikTok, Insta, Facebook? And then it gets you out of the house as well. It gets you out of the house. It gets you moving. You know, I know a lot of people don't like having supervisors, bosses, telling them what to do. Don't think of your supervisor as a boss. Just think of him as a supervisor. Y'all know it's so funny how a lot of people do not like to call a supervisor a boss. Or when your boss says, I'm the boss. Now, they may have a little superiority complex, especially when they throw it around a lot. But sometimes it's not that. Sometimes you can just say, well, my boss said, your boss said, ain't nobody my boss. I don't have a boss. Yes, you do. If they can hire and fire you, boss. I think like that too when I was like really like high school. You ain't the boss of me. Look, if they can hire you, fire you. If they can give you a schedule, when to come in and when to leave and go home, that's your boss. Now, some people will choose terms that don't sound as harsh. Supervisor, team lead, something like that. Does that help you feel better, baby? They're like, does that help the baby feel better? So yes, if you're hitting somebody else's time clock, you're signing in to work for somebody else's company, you have a boss. And for those who don't like the word boss, you have a supervisor. So a lot of times it's not the word itself. Like the word boss is in the dictionary. It's not like it's some nasty word somebody made up. You know, a derogatory word that's made up. Because you know people can't do that. But a lot of times people make words bad. People make words bad. It's like the R word that they used to use a long time ago. That was a diagnosis. Well, people took that and made that word bad. So then they had to come up with other words like mentally challenged, mentally disabled, and things like that. Because people took the R and they used it for negative. They were negative with it. It was negativity, right? Along with the fact that, you know, everything can't be put under that umbrella. Everything can't be put under that umbrella. Of what the true definition of the R word was, everything can't be put under that umbrella. So that was one reason. But one of the major reasons is because people took that word and made it like horrible. They made it horrible. We're 54 minutes in. Thank you for those that are still here. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Jordan. Whoever is still here, thank you for Shawanda for coming through. Hold on, y'all. I try to remember everybody. Did I say Jordan? I think. Yep. Larry. Shawanda. Thank you. And to anybody else that came through and didn't leave a comment, thank you too. To anybody who catches this replay, thank you. Thank you to the subscribers. Thank you to my moderators, to the other content creators, okay? And thank you, YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. You allow us this platform, and we're on it. We're using it. Some people get on here and cuss the app out, get mad at the app over the app's money. This could just be, apps started out being free, just free to use. Nobody was getting paid. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Larry. Larry says you're welcome. Nobody was getting paid. Boy, they open the door for a little monetization or some money. People lose their cool. They lose their cool. Cuss the app out. Look. Remember, Walmart, Target, whatever other department store that may still be open, because y'all know a lot of department stores are closed. A lot of the major chains, what was it? Parisians, McRae's, Belk is still open in most places, Macy's, but a lot of those places are closed now. And if they're not closed, they have closed many of their locations, right? They have closed many of their locations. So instead of getting mad, go to one of those places. A lot of them prefer part-time workers. Work from home. There's still some places that allow people to work from home. Part-time, full-time. But you got people on here want to work the app or work the people and hit the threshold, the $100 threshold. When if they're making 15 bucks an hour for 4 hours, that's $60. 8, that's 120. And you hit the threshold, okay? You hit the threshold. And some of those same people are on here criticizing other people who say hit the cash app or whatever. Let them people do them. Shit, if somebody gonna hit their cash app, let them do them. You're on here too. Instead of saying hit, and you taking the cash apps as well. Cash app too, right? You may not be saying cash app or hit the cash app as much as they're saying it, but you got it on here. So you want yours to be tapped a little bit too. You want your super chats to ring, your super stickers to ring. And if nothing else, you want people on here watching you for a whole shift. A whole shift. I can't be that selfish. And it's not even about being selfish shit. There's other stuff to do. There are other things to do. There are other things to do. Now, if this is your career, that's different. Now, y'all know some people have a career. They're social media influencers. Those are the real, true social media influencers. They bought their house, okay, with these apps. They buy their vehicles. They have their, whatever money they have in the bank is because of the apps. This is whole different, that's a whole other level. All right, that's a whole other level. And people may not stay in the live the whole time. Damn, you just sitting on there like that? Baby girl, go get a job. Like, go. And I ain't talking about no 9 to 5 every day. You can go like hit the sporting goods store. I said the department store. A boutique in your area. Maybe a restaurant. Be a greeter. You know, tell them, look, I ain't about working in no kitchen, okay? I ain't trying to be standing up a long time, but I would like to be your greeter. And throw that greeting out there. Make it hard for them to tell you no. And you meet your threshold within a day or two. And some. And some. And some. You're a little bit more than that. So don't be talking about people yelling, hit the cash app or super chat and all that stuff. They on here to make money. Don't try to demean the way that you're making the money. You're holding people on live, hoping to get the views to convert into money. So a lot of times people just, some stuff, you know, it's conversation. Everybody has a right to say what they want to say and think what they want to think. But sometimes when you come off as hypocritical, people look at you sideways. Like, yeah, nobody wants to hear. No, nobody wants to be admonished for not sending a super sticker, a super chat, or a cash app. No, now that dog don't hunt. You don't admonish people because you don't know what's in people's pockets, right? But I'm talking about the ones that get on here and criticize people that say hit the cash app. You know, each to each his own. People do things differently. People do things differently. I'm not going to yell that, but I am going to say thank you to those that do it. Okay, because I appreciate it. The appreciation is real. The appreciation is real. It's been an hour, y'all. So we're going to get out of here. We're about to do the closing remarks, and y'all know what they are. We touched on those R words a little earlier, right? Relax. Make sure you find some time each and every day to take for yourself. And I know that's easier said than done. But sometimes you get so busy, and next thing you know, it's time to go to bed. Sometimes you get so busy, and next thing you know, it's time to go to bed. Right? So, More days, hopefully, if you can't do it every day, try to do it more days than you have been. Take some time out for yourself to relax, release, release what you can. A lot of times we can't release it all, but release as much as you can. Relate to the things that you can, right? Respond to things that need to be responded to, and those that don't, just try to brush it off, right? Resolve the things that you can. And anything that we say to do when we talk about these R words that you cannot do, leave it in the hands of God, because he's in control of it anyway. He's in control anyway. You gotta have the right attitude when you go to him. Even if you haven't always had the right attitude, you might have been out there. Attitude might be and it still is at times. But you better have a good attitude when you go to him, so he can help you to release, to relate, to resolve, to relax, to remember the things that brought you joy, that you don't do anymore, that maybe you should revisit and do now. Okay, recognize who you are, recognize your surroundings, recognize the people that you love a little bit more. Recognition is key. Doesn't mean you have to kiss somebody's behind, but sometimes we can be neglectful, y'all. So stop neglecting the people who mean a lot to you. If that's what you've done, and recognize, give them some recognition. Self some recognition. Reevaluate yourself and some of the things that you're doing. All right? Restructure some things. Replenish your heart, mind, body, and soul. Refill. Pour yourself a refill of love, joy, and harmony. Right? Restore some things. You know how you have that old account at some store or wherever, and it didn't quite close all the way, and they find a way to help you to restore it? Restore, reevaluate, restore, respect. Definitely respect yourself. All right? Okay, y'all, that was some music. Okay? Reinvent. Sometimes you want to reinvent yourself or reinvent something about you. Remember who you are. All right? Recollect your thoughts. Sometimes our thoughts go crazy, right? Recollect yourself. Right? Refocus. Right? And restart. Refrain. Let's not forget refrain. Sometimes we need to refrain from certain things. All right? From certain situations. Refrain from having certain thoughts. Once the thought is there, it's there. But you can't pipe it down, right? You can pipe it down, okay? And remember that four-letter word self, S-E-L-F. Self-love, self-commitment, self-dedication, self-motivation. Motivate yourself, okay? Don't look to another adult for motivation. I don't care if you're trying to get monetized. I don't care what you're trying to do. Take cues, take pointers, take hints, but don't become somebody else. Don't start trying to become somebody else by you think you're trying to reach your goals, but you're honestly trying to reach somebody else's goals. Okay, and selfishness. Selfishness is not always a bad word. What did I tell you guys? Many of us put God first, as we should. Then we put family first, after God, as we should, right? But sometimes you got to put yourself first. You want to be able to continue to do the things that you like to do, that you enjoy doing. You want to be able to take care of your family. So put yourself first, right? Get your checkups. All right? Self-love, self-commitment, self-dedication, self-worth, self-esteem. Work on all those things. Get your checkups. Get your media alone. Take some deep breaths in and out. Deep breath in and out 3 to 5 times throughout the day. It's just like when your body yawns. You need to get a yawn in, releasing some of that waste. You want to inhale Exhale. Those are one of the things that they teach in anger management. But guess what? It doesn't work for everybody. People are different. Counting, sometimes you can count and get yourself through some things. Counting doesn't work for me when it comes to the anger management, right? Respect your flaws. When I say respect, you got to respect your flaws. Acknowledge your flaws. Counting doesn't do it. The breathing in and out doesn't do it. And then sometimes a little bit later in life, it will do it. You got to find that something that will help you to refrain from doing something that you maybe don't want to do. Some people haven't found it yet. Some people know what it is. Some people, what used to help them get through moments doesn't help them get through moments anymore. So they have to find something else, right? So just remember, be you. Everybody else is taken. I don't care how much you try to copy, how much you try to get pointers. Everybody else is taken. You can't be somebody else better than they can be them. Just like nobody can be you better than you can. Sometimes people don't even see the uniqueness in themselves. I don't know if it's because they lack creativity or what it is, but if you lack creativity, because some people do, then you need to find some. Find a way to be more creative. So on that note, y'all know what I'm going to say now. Don't let bothered people bother you. Don't let stressed people stress you out. All right? Don't let bothered people bother you. Don't let stressed people stress you out. And if somebody makes their way into your lounge, you're having a good time, to your ecosystem, everything is all equal, you have a nice equilibrium, and they come in there and they cause problems, wreak havoc, tell them to grab their grip and go. GTGAG, grab their grip and go. And if you find yourself in somebody's lounge, you think it's nice, and you learn that it's a misery lounge, they start to unzip the sheep's clothing and the wolves come out. GYGAG, grab your grip and go. Get up out of there. And you can put them out of yours. You don't have to let people invade your personal space. Be it your home, your platform, your space in the grocery store, wherever it is. At an event. Now, if you're at a sporting event, it's going to be kind of hard, but y'all know what I'm saying. So I wish you guys peace, positivity, and prosperity. And you already know why. Without peace, there's chaos. Havoc will be wreaked. Without positivity, there's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity live, roam, hold hand in hand, you may just fail to prosper to your fullest potential. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. I think I'm back. So you may fail to prosper to your fullest potential. We don't want that. We want you to prosper as much as you possibly can, right? Peace, positivity, and prosperity, so that you can walk peacefully, purposefully into your purpose. You can walk purposefully into your purpose. Just like we move with purpose, we move with the purpose. Move with the purpose. Walk with the purpose. Walk with the purpose. Walk into your journeys. Walk into your goals. Walk into whatever it is positive that's good for you. Walk into it with a purpose. Walk purposefully with a purpose. Move with a purpose. I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lions Pride. Bye, y'all.